All right. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. Blessings to you, Stephanie. Blessings to y'all. How y'all doing today? As you guys can probably hear from the sound of my voice, I am doing my morning walk. Doing my morning walk. It's a little bit chilly here outside, but not to the fact where I can't get a um good cardio session in. Our declaration on this morning is God is faithful. Yes, I am on early. Was God's doing. I'm never really on that early, this early. So you are absolutely right. Yesterday we got cut off, you guys. It was a night of so much revelation, y'all. It was a night of so much revelation. I'm not going to revisit what I talked about yesterday. You guys will just have to go back and watch that broadcast. But last night I had to cut it off because my banker was calling me. And when I say I pray that God blesses this woman to such a degree that it blows her mind. You know, we were on the phone for hours. It was probably all together about probably from about 3.5 hours, crunching numbers, trying to looking at so many options. And when I say that this woman went over and beyond, and we're still not done. I'm like, I know bankers don't do that. I'm like, Lord, I know they don't do that. At banks, oh no. Hold on one second. Hi, good morning. I said, no, bankers don't do that. What bank do you guys know where the loan person will actually sit on the phone with you for 3.5 hours and try to help you figure out how to get, whatever it is, it's rare. It's very, very much so rare. Hold on, y'all. What's up, JR? How you doing? But sorry, y'all. The kids are going to school, so if y'all hear some kids speaking to me, just it's just part of it. So that was my night last night. But in it, God revealed so much. When I was doing the broadcast, you guys know I was on the way to the house, right? Because the realtor was just, I knew God was telling me, go to this house. Pretty much the realtor's like, oh, I can't, go back and amend the contract because the fence is already built. And, what she didn't know is that I have been going by that house since this entire process started. The last time I went by the house was last week. And I'm like, Lord, there was no fence built. So unless they built that fence within a day or two, you know, um, she lying. That's as flat out as I can put it. Even down to talking to the banker and us combing through all of the details, y'all. Just all the details and seeing so many small white lies from the realtor in regards to things. And so, long story short, I get to the house. Do y'all think that fence was up? I get to the house. I'm on the phone with the banker. And so, I'm expecting to see a fence. You said that the fence is already up. Let's see the fence. Right? Y'all, I drive, to down the street and absolutely no fence. No sign of them even building a fence. So, you want to know what I did? The Lord said, take pictures of this house. I promise y'all I'm getting ready to get into it. He says, take a picture of this backyard and send it to her. And you say, hey, did you know that the fence is not built? I just drove by here just now. I even sent it to the banker. So let me humor you, since you want to not be honest. This fence is not up. So then this realtor tells me, oh, I didn't know. I can, what did she say? I can change the addendum and get it taken off. I'm not telling you I don't want the fence, but what I'm saying is it don't need to be a part of this loan. Or if it is, by the time my appraisal happens, this fence needs to be up. Y'all, y'all. She's like, oh, I can just get it. Oh, now you can change it because I didn't actually came out here and prove that you lied. Then you're gonna tell me you don't know. Well, if you don't know something, why would you tell me that it's up and you don't know? Y'all, I kid you not. I'm like, Lord, why would she tell me that this fence is up and then gonna turn around and say, I don't know? So I realized in that moment of me talking to the banker, we were talking about God, we were laughing some. And y'all, it was so much. So such a liar, and it costs nothing. But I told the banker, I said, you know what? I said, we had been on the phone for a while. I said, now don't let me stress you. If you tired, you go home. You human too. You need to rest too. She said, oh no, ma'am. I want to, do all I can to, help you. And I said, I realized that a lot of this pressure that I've been feeling is from her rushing things, pushing things. And I'm gonna just be so very real with y'all. In that moment, God began to, hindsight is 2020. He began to flash back so many moments of this realtor not being, honest or rushing the process. You know, even down to the inspection. The first day we scheduled the inspection, you know, pretty much we had to reschedule it because they were not ready. The second day, we went back a few days later. The inspector gets there and they want to rush the inspector. And I'm like, and she's like, well, oh, if anything happens, you still have your new home warranty. And I just straight up told her, I said, listen, if I paid this guy to come out here and do his job, I don't care what they have to get done. They need to let this man do his job and not rush it because I paid my money for this, right? Sorry, y'all. Right? Don't be rushing him because who wants to 6 months into a brand new home look up and your ceiling leaking? You get what I'm saying? And so from the jump, it was an entirely, these were signs that I feel like, I should have seen. I pray that I'm making sense. And so last night was just revelatory because in that moment, I understood that the spirit that had been attacking this process, it was Leviathan. Down to the realtor, all the miscommunication. You tell her one thing, she hears another. Because I'm like, Lord, how do I ask this lady? I'm telling her I just need the fence to be separate. And you're talking about canceling my fence. Are you serious, lady? I'm like, are you serious? Nowhere in that did I say cancel my fence. Like, it just has made no sense to me whatsoever, y'all. And so, needless to say, I went to bed last night. I went to bed after I sit, my bank person, whatever, the last little bit of what she needed is still not done. And I chose to literally rest. Because in situations like that, when there's nothing for you to do, you rest. You stand in God's faithfulness And, you know, you let that be it. I pray that I'm making sense. And I will say this, you know, even now, looking back at everything, not only do I not trust the realtor, but if I can be real, y'all, God wants me to be so transparent. I almost want to just cancel this entire deal. Am I freezing? Am I freezing? Am I freezing? Okay. I'm just going to be real. Because when a person is that dishonest, it makes you not want to do business with them. I'm going to say that again. When a person is that dishonest, it makes you just want to say, you know what? Throw the entire deal away. Give me my money back. Throw it away. And it's like the only reason why I have not done that is simply because I know I need a place to stay, you know, and so that has become not my dilemma or anything, but it's one of those things where God hadn't told me to do nothing. So y'all know what that means. It means don't do anything. I'm gonna say that again. Because a lot of times when we're faced in, you know, under circumstances where we feel a lot of pressure, what do we want to do? Our human response, our natural fleshly response is to scramble and move, to scramble and do what you feel, you know, you gotta do. And God, but the thing is, if God isn't saying anything, excuse me, you guys, you don't do anything. And so that's the update on that aspect of it. I believe that all of these things had to happen, even down to like the bank, because God knew that the moment would come. And I'm so thankful that I have not yet paid for that appraisal, because it would have been wrong. The fence would not have been built. And guess what? If the fence is not built, guess what the bank is not going to do? They are not going to approve me for a loan for that amount of money. I pray to them. Am I making sense? I'm going to say this again. I'm so glad that God did it, because you've included this fence in the final price of what I'm asking this bank for. I'm so glad, because that fence would not have been built and it would have been in a bind. Where now, instead of paying, you know, just the $3,500 for this fence, you get what I'm saying? Now, because the house don't appraise for the amount that y'all put, now I'm paying when I really shouldn't have to. And so that was what happened in that aspect. It was, and it's like as God began to give me revelation, the pressure in itself began to go away. Now, the other aspect of things concerning where we are is the financial aspect. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay. The other aspect of where we are financially is, it is looking as though no matter what I do, and I feel like I need to say that, it's looking like no matter how I spend it, I'm still coming up short. Debt to income ratio. And it's not that I cannot afford the house, but they want your debt to income ratio to be at a certain place with the mortgage. And I'm like, who does that? Why does my debt to income ratio have to be at almost 60%? It's 50% with the mortgage. You know, so these are aspects of why we spent so much time, why we're spending so much time crunching the numbers. And in a nutshell, what the lady is doing, the banker, she's making sure I can crunch the numbers in a way that when the underwriter looks at it, they say yes. I pray that I'm making sense. And so since last night, God has given me several ideas. He's given me several ideas on what it is I need to do, because God is a God of strategy. So at this point, I'm just waiting for the realtor to, not the realtor, because at this point, I don't really want to talk to her. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, I don't want to talk to her. At this point, it's it's straight on business. It's no more friendly. You're gonna get the business side, you're gonna get the shark side, and that's just how I feel about that aspect of it. Um, but that's really how I feel about it. So yeah, I said what I said. That's how I feel about it. When people show you who you are, you can't give them the same access that you give everybody else. So no, it's not buddy buddy. It's not. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be polite, but you're going to get. You want to try to really mess me over. I'm gonna let you know I'm on your butt. You're not gonna be able to mess me over, and that's how I feel about that. It's gonna be straight, straight conversation to the point, and that's just how I feel about that. Um, that's really how I feel about that. Like, no, I was nice to you. You tried to mess me over. So now that I've caught you, now that the devourer has been caught, what happens? He has to repay us 7 times over. That's Bible. Because in a nutshell, that was what happened. The devil was caught. The devourer was caught. What was hidden all began to come to the light. And so at this point, I'm just waiting to talk to the banker to see where we are with numbers, to see, I'm thinking my only option is to put a lump sum down on this home. At this point, I'm still waiting on God. I really don't know much until I talk to this banker. And that's just the reality of it. I do not know much until I talk to this banker. Um, where we are, if I were, God says I need to share this, if I were to use the down payment assistance and it just be me, right? For closing, it would be about, I'm going to say 5,200. That would be what I would need to bring to closing, or 4,690, whatever the case may be. It's around 5,000. If I were to use my mother, I don't think I would. And I have to clarify that, because my mom has owned her home for over 30 years. So they may make, they may make an exception. I'm not too sure. But with my mom, without down payment assistance, I would need about $12,000 to put down on this home to be able to get it. And honestly speaking, it would probably have to be a little bit more just to offset my debt to income ratio. And so, hey, Visha, that is, where I am on things. I've learned so much through this process. Again, what the next steps are right now, you guys, I'm really not sure. And I don't want to sugarcoat it and tell you guys something, because I don't know. But even when, we feel like we're in the dark about situations, one thing that, we can rest assured in is that he's never in the dark. He's literally in every single detail concerning our lives and circumstances. And so today, my heart is at ease. My heart is at peace. My mind is at peace, because there's literally nothing that I can do. And so not until I hear back from the banker. And so that was what happened yesterday in a nutshell. The lies came to the surface. And I don't think that the realtor expected. I don't even think that she knows I have been going to that house to check. But I definitely know that she didn't expect for me to pull up on that house to see, if that fence was still there or not. And so it's like, had I not obeyed, these revelations would not have come. I'm gonna say that again. Had I not obeyed, I wouldn't have even gotten to see that, man, she really is a dirty player. She really is not honest, you know. She 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 really is. Because if you don't know if offense is up, why would you tell me it's up? And then when I show you proof that it's not up, you say, "Oh, I didn't know." Oh, okay. So that's the update, y'all. That is the update. Um, that's the update. So where I go from now, today is just a day of what's up, Jocelyn? Today is just a day of, spending time with God, focusing on whatever else He needs me to do. Um, because at the end of the day, I'm still going to have to move. And so at this point, it's just all about focusing on Him, letting God be God, and trusting that He'll give me the next step right on time. And so that has been my journey. And I got to say this just to humor y'all a little bit, even though I'm being so honest. He knew. And I think that realtor knew. Let me not call her. Yeah, don't call me. Because I probably would have told her something about herself yesterday. I'm just going to be real with y'all. It's a blessing that she wasn't there. Because I would have told her something. And so, oh, yes, I would have. Oh, yes, I would have. I would have spit the straight truth at her. Don't lie to me. Don't don't lie. I keep records. Cause I'm looking back in these records. You told me this fence was $3,000. But according to this, to according to what I'm looking at on paper, this fence is $3,500. So then she tries to lie. And y'all, I almost sent this lady the screenshot, but I said, God, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna send this lady the screenshot because 3,000 is not equivalent to 3,500. I don't care what nobody say. It ain't the equivalent. And you can't round with numbers like that. Round down, at that. And so that's the update, y'all. As you guys can tell, I'm really not stressed at this point. I ain't gonna stress, you know. The part of this faith journey where I am is trusting God when it's silent. Trusting God when it's silence. Yeah, it had been a battle, you know. It had definitely been a battle. Oh Lord, I didn't do too much cardio. It had definitely been a battle. It had definitely been a battle. I'm just walking and talking, and I didn't overdid my cardio, y'all. But yeah, it had definitely. Yesterday was definitely a battle, but it was a battle for a reason, and so that's an entirely different aspect on. That's an entirely different aspect on waiting on God, and even just the pressure that we go through, if that makes sense. So there's always a reason for the pressure. The reason for the pressure with me is there were things that I didn't know about that God knew about. So, before the next time any of us dare to complain about some pressure that we feel, come on, you better just listen. You better tell yourself, wait for it. Let me just wait for it. He says I need to say that again. Oh, I feel like my hands are frozen solid, God. Um, Come on, I'm gonna say it again. The next time you wanna um, the next time, listen, there is nothing for you to be sorry about. Listen, it ain't nothing for you to be sorry about, Mrs. Edna. That ain't on you. It ain't on you, and honestly, it don't have nothing to do with me. The next time you start experiencing pressure and you want to complain or, be sad, mope about it, listen, you better tell yourself, wait for it. Because there's always a reason for it. Here, and a lot of times we be thinking the pressure is to, or the opposition. And honestly speaking, even in the opposition, yes, the enemy was attacking me, but God was using what the enemy was doing to revealing the plot of the devil. I'm going to say that again. Yes, the devil was attacking me. Yeah, it was the devil. But God was also in that. He was using what the enemy was doing to reveal, come on, what the enemy was trying to do. I pray that I am making sense. So all in all, it was God's doing, because he knew this appraisal cannot go forth right now. He knew if this fence is not built, you're gonna get messed over, child. So let me pause it right here. Let me stop it right here. I pray that I'm making sense. I pray I'm making sense. So the next time you're faced with pressure and opposition, sometimes we think one way, and God, listen, his vision surpasses ours. Here I am thinking, and the devil was trying to take me out. He was. Here I am thinking the pressure is, it's, just you telling me it ain't gonna happen. No, God was saying, no, I'm allowing this pressure because I need this process to stop. I need it to slow down until things are done the right way. I'm gonna say that again. God knew it. And so that is where we are. You know, God knows the things that we don't know. Like, y'all, he's so aware. He's so aware of the things that, we go through. He is so aware of what people do behind the scenes, what they say behind the scenes, the motives in their heart. He knows. I pray that I'm making sense. Like, God knows. And so, yes, he did. Yes, he did. And so, at this point, I'm pausing. What I do next is really up to what God wants to happen. What I do next is really up to whatever God wants to happen. The only thing that I know is I'm not going to be homeless. I'm not going to be without a place to stay. I'm not going to be, without, any of that. And so that is where I am right now. And so as I get updates and as God just leads me to come on and pour into you guys, I am definitely gonna, be on according to his pace. And so that is it. That is the broadcast right now. I want to say my goal is around $35, and it's just to pay a bill. It is just to pay a bill. And so the funds that come in on today are literally going to go towards that. And so that is it, y'all. I ask that you guys would keep me uplifted in prayer, that you guys would, and when I say keep me uplifted in prayer, I know many times when people say, and God says, I need to say this. I know a lot of times when people say, keep me uplifted in prayer, like a lot of times for people, it's about a circumstance going in their favor. It's about a situation. But honestly, y'all, if I can be truly transparent, when I ask for you guys to keep me up in prayer, it is not a circumstantial thing. It's just simply because the enemy literally be trying to physically take me out of this earth. God said I need to say it like that. It's not a self-seeking prayer of God, let me get this house. No. I ask that you guys would pray for my well-being. Pray that I stay in this race. And I don't think that many people understand like the warfare that leaders go through. The devil has like been trying to take me out however he can take me out. So when I ask for prayer, it's genuinely for my well-being, genuinely for my strength to endure and just make it through. You know, whatever it is that I'm having to go through at that moment. And so, that is where we are, man. To those of you guys that feel led to sow, the ways are there for you to sow. You can sow via PayPal, you can sow via the Cash App. You really just need to let God lead you. My goal is $35. I just have a bill that I need to pay this morning. And from there, that is it. From there, that's literally it. And so to those of you guys that are sowing, you label a seed whatever you feel led to label it. You can label it paid in full. You can label it God is faithful. You can put whatever God tells you to put in that note section. But I do know that that is where we are right now. That is where we are right now concerning things. And so that is the broadcast, you guys. That's it. So those of you guys that that need prayer for anything, prayer, or if you have a testimony, you can send that to prayer.thoughtsbyt@gmail.com. That is the way to send your prayer requests over. And so that's it, man. And I feel, hold on, y'all. What is this? I feel like I need to say this too, because there are a lot of people watching me that are going through pressure, that are experiencing pressure. In moments where you experience, when you experience pressure, and I'm trying to get off of here, but the Holy Spirit is speaking. In moments where you know that you are experiencing a unusual amount of pressure, you have to pause. I need somebody to type that in moments where you are experiencing an unusual amount of pressure. What do I mean by unusual? I mean the pressure may be more intense than you have ever felt in your entire life, no matter what the season was. You have to take time to pause, and you're pausing because, right, what the devil wants us to do in moments where we feel pressure, he wants us to press instead of pause. Am I making sense? A lot of times in moments where we're under an extreme amount of pressure, the devil wants us to press instead of pause. We pause to wait on God. We pause to wait on God to handle our lightweight. We pause to wait on God to reveal to us what needs to be seen. We pause to wait on God. I pray that I'm making sense. We pause to wait on God to unveil whatever it is that our eyes are not seeing. We pause so that God can come on, clear the way. We pause. The pause is for a reason. The pause is us waiting. Who is this for? Who is this for? The pause is us waiting on Jesus. We're waiting on God, right? The pause is for us to allow God to come on, to bring to light the things that are in dark. The pause is for us to come on, to receive clarity. The pause is for a reason. The pause is for a reason. I'm going to say it again. The pause is for a reason. And also the pause helps us not be overwhelmed. The pause, come on, what did I do yesterday? I ain't do not a lick of packing. I ain't do not a lick of packing. The enemy wanted me to overdo it, but I had to pause and say, I'm not doing nothing. I'm getting out of this house and I'm going to do whatever it is that, God needs me to do. The pause is for a reason, y'all. You're pausing, not any, you have to pause. Your pause, you choosing to pause is always for a reason. It's so that, come on, so that you don't fall into that snare that the enemy has set for you. And so that is the broadcast, man. That is it. That is what God has given me. I pray that you guys are able to glean whatever it is that you are supposed to glean from this particular. The pause is for a reason. Come on, I gotta say that again. The pause is for a reason. I feel that so prophetically. The pause is for a reason. I'm gonna say it again. The pause is for a reason. It's for a reason. And at the end of the day, we really got to ask ourselves, why are we rushing anyway? Why are we rushing anyway? I told that bank, I said, listen, I'm not rushing this. I don't care what she say, how much pressure she put on me. Listen, if the builder want to sell this house, he can sell it. But guess what? If it's for me, can't nobody legally is already under contract with me. But I said, but the thing about it is, I pray that I'm making sense. The thing about it is, what's for me is for me. Can't nobody get what God has for you. And so that is it. That's it. That's it. That is it. That is it. That's it. That's it. Absolutely, Visha. It was the same thing with my car. Baby, you're not finna rush me. If it's mine, it's mine. I'm taking my time and making sure that things are done effectively and right. Yep. So listen, I love y'all. I am rooting for you guys. And so, amen, Visha. And so until next time, y'all, peace.